What is up, YouTube? Yeah, we're gonna have a good conversation today. Uh, oh man. Okay, so how can we start this? I haven't done a video like this in a while, so it's talking about giving up. And what am I specifically talking about giving up? No, it's not the channel. It's not anything like that. It was talking about what it took to give up on an expensive hobby like retro game collecting and everything that goes along with that and why exactly I went through that route. So for the longest time I felt like I needed to buy games because it made me feel good. I'd find any kind of excuse to justify it. Preservation, uh, investments, and everything along those lines, saying someday that these will sell for a bunch of money, blah, blah, blah. Um, Now, that's not to say that I don't disagree with some of that. I do think that preservation is key, and obviously, I believe some of the day these games will be worth more money, especially with digital around the corner that's going to be taking over everything, and physical is just going to disappear. And unless, obviously people are holding on to it, so. But what it took for me was I remember watching a video about somebody selling their game collection and how sincere and unapologetic they were. And I was down here, obviously, in the game room looking, and it dawned on me, too, that I was kind of in the same situation. I wasn't having fun getting games anymore. And a lot of times I felt obligated that I had to. I had to go garage sailing. I had to hit up people on Facebook Marketplace. I had to do all this stuff just to keep amassing this collection, especially when I was like, at one point, felt like I needed to do it for the YouTube channel. I thought that I'd get better views the more expensive, rare games I found, and, I'd be a lot bigger channel, obviously, if I had a huge, amazing collection, which honestly was false. I found out later on that just by doing raw videos and stuff like this and just having conversations with people and talking about what bothered me and stuff, especially with game collecting and some specific topics on YouTube, I found that I got a lot better viewer base and everything along those lines. So I tell this to a lot of people. They'll because I see them fall into this trap, buying all these video games and stuff, thinking that it's gonna make their YouTube channel take off, and it doesn't. Uh, Obviously, the retro game market and video game collecting market on YouTube is so oversaturated that it really takes some crazy, crazy stuff for a YouTube channel to take off. Um, yeah, and that's kind of where it goes with that. So I gave up on retro game collecting. In fact, I gave up most of my collection. I sold most of my collection to a local game store. I actually gave some games away uh, outside of YouTube and everything like that because it was just like a lot of or I shouldn't say a lot of it, but some of the collection I had was given to me by a coworker too, and a few other people that I knew that were like, "I'm gonna throw these games away, just take them." So obviously, I'm a huge believer in karma and a Christian in general. So I thought it was better to give away games, especially to people that would love them. So that's what we did. We gave some away to some people that would actually play them, friends of the family and everything along those lines. And then, yeah, obviously I had to sell to try and make back the money that I spent over the years. And for the most part, I did do that. So that was kind of a nice little side step. And I've still got a bunch, or not, I shouldn't say a bunch of stuff, but I still have stuff. And what I kept is really the stuff that's more important to me, the stuff that I actually enjoy, the stuff that I'm going to play. But I am still downsizing as we speak. I mean, there's still stuff that I find around here that I'm like, why do I still have this? Stuff that I've held on to through this process, and I'm still getting to the point where I'm like, why do I still have this stuff? I'm not going to play these games. Uh, Specifically, I was holding on to uh, like Legend of Zelda on Breath of the Wild on Switch and everything like that. And I was just thinking, I already played through this once. I'm never going to get around to playing through it again. Why these Switch? Well, these Switch games have value right now. Now would just be the time to get rid of it, especially with Christmas and stuff around the corner, and obviously, trying to get presents and everything along the lines. It just seems like the right thing to do to kind of use the money for something other than myself. Give my kids a great Christmas, or have the money for other stuff. Like, I think we've talked in the past how I sold a lot of the retro game collection and like bought tickets to sporting events and stuff like that. So that way my kids and stuff we can make memories, because these games are not making any memories in this basement, guys. Sorry that it's shaking this whole thing. I accidentally tapped down here, so it goes. But I'm not making any memories in these basements. I do stuff out with these kids, with my kids and everything like that. And it just makes more sense that way. And I've talked to a lot of people about this. And I know one of the biggest thing that always comes up, and there's still people that comment this to this day, you're gonna regret selling all those games, blah blah blah. Or I don't know if I could ever do it. Well, I was at that point, guys. I was at that point where I didn't think I could ever sell these games, or that I would, and stuff like that. I was at that point. And then one day something just switched, and ever since then it's been great. It's been amazing. There's never been any regrets at all for getting rid of what I have gotten rid of. Because let's face it, if there's a game I really want to play and I don't have it, I can rebuy it, or emulation. So I mean, that's something too that's a little touchy with some people, but that was a big what do I want to say? I got a Retron 5, so I was able to get rid of some consoles, extra ones I had. For some reason, I had a couple of every console, and so that helped me kind of shed those away, and then it just allows me now to, be a little less crowded down here, and open myself up to another hobby that I started, which was sports card collecting with my son, and that was something we can bond over more, because he really wasn't into video games as much as I was, but he's more into football and stuff like that, so we've been bonding over the sports cards collecting. But yeah, that's what I did. I gave up on it. And I know that a lot of the times people are watching these YouTube videos, and some of the stuff is making sense to them too as well. And they tell me all the time that, thank you for these videos, because it kind of gave them the courage to do it. They've been thinking about it, been wanting to do it, but the fear and the scaredness, the regret and everything that comes along with it, it was keeping them from not doing it. And yeah, so this was amazing. It's been a crazy journey for this, and it's been awesome. I feel so much better after I got rid of all that stuff, guys. There was been one guy that's always commented about the minimalist life and how good it is and stuff like that, and I thought it was all of a joke. And like I said, ever since May of last year and stuff like that, I really kind of found my faith again, and everything is just seeming like the less stuff I have, sometimes the happier I am. And it's really weird to say that and think about that. And I think that's probably why, till this day, I still am selling stuff here and there, because it just feels a lot better to get rid of this stuff. So I don't know what you guys think in the comments below. Obviously, this probably doesn't come as a shock to a lot of you guys, and you've probably seen this video several different times now, how I talk about it. But I like to keep doing them because they keep reminding me. Because as somebody that's been sober 12 years now, the best I can do for a lot of things is keep reminding myself of my issues, and obviously therapy. And I think a lot of times, sometimes that's what we need, is to just keep thinking about this stuff, keep reminding ourselves if something really bothers you, because we forget sometimes how bad something is unless we keep reminding ourselves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment below what you guys think. And if you have any ideas for future content that you guys would like to see. I'm still working on some videos, still working on getting the PC back, and I've just been gaming, guys. That's really all I've been doing. So I enjoy reading all your guys' comments and replying to them, so please comment below. But yeah, as always, stay retro, my friends. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.